All right, here we go. So excited to see y'all this Tuesday. It's payday. It's the last week of the month. We're really just a few days to end of the month. But just remember, a lot can happen in 3 days. Like a lot can happen in 3 days. Kind of gave me chills. We're coming up on Easter, and obviously, obviously, big things happened in 3 days. So, just remember that. Just remember that you come into this business and you can come in on fire. Maybe you stall out for a little bit, maybe you take a break, but you can come back on fire too. And I'm super excited because the Mitzi, while she's going to share I told her to share her whole story. So like we got a few years of a story, but it's just a reminder that you can start, stop, restart, and still come back and crush it in this business. And I want you to remember that, being that you have 3 days left in this month, don't tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to wait till April 1st and I'm going to kick it off strong on April 1st. Oh, I'm just going to wait till that Monday. No, like now you start strong now. Go get your product for free now. Go do all those things now, because then you have that momentum rolling into April. So don't wait. That's always my advice about everything, is don't wait. just go do it. So with that, Mitzi and I've become really good friends, and we didn't know each other before Thrive. But we've become friends, and I wanted her to just kind of start by sharing her story, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Amber. I know I'm looking on here and I see obviously some faces I know, but most of these people are new names to me. And so I am going to kind of spend a little bit of time going back. I'm not going to share my Thrive experience story, because we all know I love the product, obviously. But I will say, I wasn't looking for a business. I literally signed up to be a promoter to earn the commissions. The girl who signed me up basically said, look, you already told me you're going to refer to, because you want your product for free. You can be a customer and do that. Or if you're a promoter, it doesn't cost you any money and you earn the commission. She was like, so either way, either I earn their commission or you earn their commission, you pick. And I was like, well, crap, if I'm going to, refer people, I want to earn the commission. So that's why I signed up to be a promoter. It was not to promote this business. I'd never done network marketing before. I've been around it my whole life, believe it or not. My parents have been in Amway since I was 2 years old. My other sisters had done network marketing for probably 10 years by the time I signed up to be a promoter with Thrive. So I just didn't want to be a part of it. But what happened was, whenever, obviously we all know how it goes, right? You love the product, you're sharing the product. I hit my VIP bonuses in 5 days, hit the auto bonus, 4K in 9 days, auto bonus in 15 days. So y'all can imagine the momentum and the fire that was going on 9 years ago when that was going on. Lydia, a girl who's actually on this call, she is one of my directs. I met her in college. She's a twin mom, just like me. I was like, oh my gosh, you got to try this product. She hit her bonus, her VIPs, but, and I can't remember her timeline, but it took her a good 6-8 months to hit her auto bonus. And her being direct to me, she obviously was comparing her journey to mine in the beginning. Like, oh my gosh, it did it in 2 weeks and I cannot seem to get it. And so it's funny now that 9 years has gone by and life has happened, and that rotating door of promoters coming and going has happened. I'm now living that journey, right? Because guys, we hit 200K in 3 months or 4 months. No, it was 3 months. And then we were up to, my goal was $2 million a month. Like that's where we were way up there. And then life happened, guys. Like, I think I did, if I'm being real, like get a little too comfortable. I kind of went into like leadership mode instead of, staying in that phase 1 of constantly building. But that worked for me for a couple of years, but it took, you can see the downfall that does, especially when you stay in that mode for a long period of time, even though it may have taken a while for it to come back around. But here's what happened. I went into leadership mode. Life happened, not only for me, but for some people on my team. We've had team members lose children. We had team members lose spouses. We had divorces. My husband and I lost our very best friend. He was a cop and was killed in the line of duty. I literally took basically 6 months off living with my best friend, helping her navigate this new life. But then guess what happened? COVID happened. So, I stepped back, went into leadership mode, life happened, COVID happened. And taking that step back then caused this domino effect of my business just going down. And guys, for the first time, let me think, we're in 2023. I think it was 21, summer of 21, we lost our 200K. And going from $1 million team to dropping down, I can relate to you guys. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, I used to be 40K and now I can't even hit 12K. I get it. Like the percentage drop going from almost a $2 million team down to under 200K. Trust me, I can relate to you guys. And for a while, I let myself have a pity party about it. I was like, I never obviously stopped taking the product. I never thought there's another business out there for me, but I did think I'm done with network marketing. I don't have it in me anymore. I hustled and hustled and hustled in the beginning. I don't know if I can do it again. And having that mindset kept me from coming back. And Amber, I mean, she would reach out. And I remember one time telling her, like, Amber, I'm not going anywhere, but like, it has to be on my time. Like you saying, like she would try to be that motivating voice for me to come back. But guys, no one can do that for you. It has to be your decision. And so I finally, slowly but surely would get back on calls, go to events. Amber invited me to go to Miami with her, little things like that. And I got excited again. And I think when you are trying to jump back in thinking, I want my rank back, I want my paycheck to go back up, it was too stressful. But whenever I started focusing on the product again and focusing on my team members, just making sure, and Amber said something to me yesterday, and it's so like simple, and it's kind of what I do anyway, but not like at 100%. We were talking about reaching out to some new to existing promoters, but treating them like they're customers. I think sometimes, especially because a lot of us do have promoters that technically are customers, right? They've never really built a team. They upgraded at one point because we were doing double, triple rebates back or whatever. But instead of reaching out, being like, hey, did you know you're eligible for these bonuses, blah, 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 being like, hey, have you mistaken your Thrive? How are you doing? Or if they're still taking their Thrive, just checking in on them, saying, do you need anything? Have you tried Elite yet? Just handling them that way. And honestly, I had been doing that. And so handling things that way versus reaching out to people, hoping to get them to jump back in to, help them rank, but also help me rank, that was more stressful versus, or me feeling kind of icky reaching out to them, where if I'm reaching out, just literally asking, hey, do you need anything? How's your product, experience going? Have you tried any of the new products? That doesn't feel icky, right? You're literally providing customer service. So doing that, plus I kind of reshifted. Guys, the way we started sharing on social media 9 years ago is so not the way you can do it now. Like, don't do it. Don't go back to 9 years ago, the way we were posting on social media. I just started living my life on social media again and posting about, or like yesterday, I did a reel about an outfit, but I made sure my patch was visible, right? Like just doing little things. And I know a lot of us are like still posting about, I love my Thrive experience. I've got discounts available, or are you ready to order? Things like that versus putting like, I love my nutritional supplements. They have, helped me with this, that, and the other, and leaving it at that. Don't end it with want a sample, or it's okay to do that sometimes. I'm just saying, don't do that 90% of the time. Amber, I know I've kind of just gone off here, but you can interject anytime and ask me questions, but basically,
well, I'll just jump into that too, just on the posting, because one thing that I feel like people get frozen on is the posting. I don't know what to post. I don't want to be spammy. I'm not gonna cold message. Okay, well, first of all, let's put the definition of all that out here. Cold messaging is when you just message random strangers about your business or your product. Sending someone that is a friend of yours, that is someone in your network that you have a relationship with, a message is not a cold message. That's not spammy. So make sure that you're not holding yourself back because of something that's misunderstood.
Mhm.
Because I don't like the people that I don't even know that send me messages. Oh my gosh, you would do so good at what I do. Like, did you even look at my profile? But sending a message to somebody that says, I'm so tired, I can't afford the amount of coffee that it would take to keep me awake all day. Sending somebody a message, girl, I've got what you need, LOL. Like, that's not cold. That's not spammy. They stated their pain point. They stated they had a problem. You have their solution. And the other thing is, Mitzi, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about that. Like, while social media has changed, instead of us posting all these old pieced together graphics that we posted, we're still sharing. So I just don't want you to hear Mitzi wrong on don't share Thrive.
Oh, absolutely.
Share your business, share your life, share your
And that's the thing, I
products.
think, Amber, what I mean by that, and thank you for saying that. I just mean, don't make every single post a Thrive sales post, right? Like, you need to also be living your life through that. And guys, there's nothing wrong. This is our work, right? I mean, I think some people think, using social media just to sell your product. Guys, there are so many great benefits to social media. I mean, people get help when they're financially struggling for medical needs. They post, updates about their kids. I have family members that I don't see ever, like literally ever, and I would never be connected with them if it wasn't for social media, right? So there are so many positive things with social media, but it's okay to use it as a tool as well. Like, you can't look at it as just that you're being salesy, but you have to do both. Like, if this is your journey, if this is your business and y'all are obviously here because you want the promoter side of this business, right? So social media is one of your tools, but you have to be cognizant of it. You have to use it correctly. So, don't forget to share your life. If someone's going through your stories, and I will say stories and reels, I'm finally seeing have made a huge difference in my business. I finally jumped on board of that after, I don't know, however many long years. But if someone is clicking through your stories and every single story is about Thrive, they're going to quit watching you. They're going to unfollow you. But if you are sharing, about your new puppy and about your kid graduating, and then there's a Thrive post, and then about a meal that you made, and then even about a before and after picture, but it doesn't really specifically say anything about Thrive. And that has been a huge thing for me, just sharing about what Thrive does for me and putting that in my post, right? I will say, like, all the people because I am three customers away from hitting Auto Elite. Every 2 people who are ready, I actually have 4 people because I got another message last night that are finally ready to thrive with me. 2 of them, y'all, I created them a free account in 2015. So that's a long time, 8 years. Okay. And the reason I think what's been different this time is they reached out to me saying they were interested, because I did do a sample post. They reached out to me. They took several days to get back to me. And this was at least a month ago, right? This is why Amber's saying don't wait. So it was like a month ago. And then I don't want to say ghosted me, but life gets busy, right? I was super intentional with about every 4 to 5 days reaching back out to them, right? And both of them, I ended up converting, and they were like, yeah, you're right. Why don't I just order a month? I'll just order a month. Then again, ghosted me, and then messaged them again. And then I did a post yesterday. I don't know if this is why. I just know that I shared the video because Janelle, who's on here as well, interviewed me. And about an hour after I shared that, both of them messaged me saying, I'm so sorry, I haven't gotten back to you, but I am ready to order, and one of them I noticed let's see. One of them, she actually had not created an account with me, but I've been talking to her about Thrive since 2015. All of a sudden I got an email saying you got a new customer, and it was one of those girls. So I'm just saying, like, things, I mean, you have to water these seeds, right? And so it's been almost a month, starting with a sample, converting them to ordering. They still haven't technically placed their order, but damn it, I'm going to get them to order by the end of this month. But that's why Amber's saying don't wait, because it does take time. People are busy and they're not thriving yet. They don't understand what they're missing out on. And I know we've talked about this before, like y'all know it, but I have been super intentional following up with these people. And it hasn't been anything crazy. Be like, hey girl, don't forget about me over here. Want to help you place your order, just stuff like that. And I didn't let fear tell me in my head, they're ignoring you. They've changed their mind. They don't want to order, because I would do that before. And I just did not let that happen this time. And continually, there was the one girl who created her account yesterday, 3 messages that she had not answered me on. And then when she messaged me yesterday, she was like, I'm so sorry. Life just got busy, which is another reason why she needs our product. So anyway, social media does work if you use it correctly.
It really does. And it's just that, like you said, it's the reminder, it's just a tool. It's another tool. I mean, we've been saying that since day one, that social media is just another avenue of advertising. So, think about like Coca-Cola or any other product. They use magazine, they use TV commercials, they use billboards, they use newspaper, whatever. Like now they use Facebook and social media and and YouTube, and now they have ads everywhere, right? So it's just another form of you advertising yourself. And I always say, remember Paul Gravett said forever, people buy you before they buy your product. So don't just blast about your product. Who are you? Why do I want to buy from you versus somebody else in my feed? What are you selling? What's it going to do for me? Like that's the thing. Like I don't necessarily go for like sometimes I'm distracted by sparkles, but I don't necessarily go for the shiny, super cute ad. I go for the one that's something in it for me, like why do I want this? What is it going to do for me? So, and that's where Mitzi's at right now. Like she's sharing what Elite is doing for her and her husband. like it's, here's what it's doing. And back in the day, she was sharing what Thrive itself, the classic Thrive, was doing for them. Mm-hmm. So that's it. What is it doing? What's it going to do? Not just here's my 3 steps. Here's a special this week. Like you can share those things, but the rest of it as well.
And guys, an Elite is not going to be for everyone. I mean, so don't think if you're not doing Elite or you don't need Elite that you can't still, we have a great product. I mean, I'm actually going back to regular capsules. I miss the regular capsules so much because the Elite is time release. And so I'm really hoping, and I wish Cliff was on here. I think I've mentioned it to him, like if they'll let us customize our promoter packs, because I love the Elite Shake and the Elite Patch, but I want my regular capsules. But that's another great thing we can do. People don't know what they don't know. And so we obviously know both product lines do all the things, right? But I've really been focusing on like, hey, you need energy or you want weight loss, even though we know the regular can do both. And so those 2 words are triggering. Like those are probably the biggest 2 words that trigger people wanting to try something. Of course, they're going to want joint support, mental clarity, all that stuff. But when I first started, my joints hurt. My mental clarity wasn't there. I didn't sleep good. My digestion sucked, but I didn't care about any of those things. I just wanted energy, right? So don't overwhelm people with all the things, focus on certain things when you're doing certain posts or whatever. But and Amber can tell you, and anybody that knows me on here, social media, and I don't know what it was, but I just was over it. Like I was so annoyed by social media that I couldn't even bring my own self to post because it was just annoying me. And I did have to clean up the clutter. Like when I would notice a post come by from someone that gave me those icky feels, I had to unfollow them because that was affecting my business and me wanting to be consistent on social media, because in my mind, the devil creeping in, I was like, I don't want to be that annoying person. Like, I don't like the way this is making me feel. But when because we all do it, we're all get stuck in the scroll, right? But when I realized my timeline was more positive, more fun, more energy, it allowed me to be more fun, more positive, and have more energy. And so you've got to pay attention to what you're putting in your brain each day, because it does affect your mindset and what you do with your business. And I did my first TikTok yesterday. My daughter helped me. And it's been really fun. And people that commented on that, I then shared it to Facebook and Instagram, but like 3 people who have never, ever, ever commented on my post before, commented on my reel, where they've never commented on anything before. So try to get uncomfortable playing with those things. And y'all, yesterday, normally the reason why I don't do lives or do videos is because I don't get dressed up every day. And I don't know why I'm so self-conscious about like looking presentable on camera. But yesterday I had no makeup on, and I was just like, I was excited about this whole Amazon outfit that I ordered, but I wanted to do something with it. And normally I'd be like, but I can't because I haven't even gotten ready today. Or it was just kind of a, hair thrown up kind of day, but I was like, who cares? I'm just going to do it. And it was fun. And nobody else noticed or cared about that. But try to start having fun with stories and reels, because they really do make a difference in your business. I'm really noticing that.
Well, and it's funny too, because we think we have to be camera ready, but we're also, how do we promote our business that we can work from home, we can work from anywhere, we don't have to get ready to go to work. So it's
and you are more relatable.
Yeah.
You're more relatable, because most people out there are struggling just to get up and get going every day and to feel good about themselves. And so when they see perfection, I mean, I don't want people to look at me and think I can never be like that, or that's not me. I want them to relate to me, like to my everyday life.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why when the biggest thing right now, I feel like that I see, and everybody's feed is different, right? Because it's what you click and what you watch, they show you more of, right? But a lot of my things lately has been behind the scenes or like B-rolls. So do the behind the scenes pictures where like have somebody take a picture of you where you have pajama pants on the bottom and like your hair is done doing a Zoom, or are you, like me, I was doing a Zoom the other night in the car, and Jason has this cloth thing that suction cups onto the window. So like the phone was sitting there on the window and I'm just doing this Zoom, and he took a picture of me, and like that got a whole lot of traction. Like she can do this job on the way home from the moto track, like things like that, which show how easy it is. Show, it's hard, but show how simple it is to do this, to work into your day. We talk about the nooks and crannies and how you just make things happen.
And another thing another tip that, and everybody's different, but for me, my life is extremely chaotic. Like it's just in general, I have so much going on. I have set reminders on my phone to remind me to do a post, and they'll ding at me. And if I'm in a position where I can't do it, I snooze it. I literally cannot turn it off until I actually do the thing, because your day will get away from you. Right. So that's another thing that you can do. Either set a couple of alarms on your phone, set some reminders, but you cannot like check them off until they're actually done. So that way they're dinging you like every 9 minutes or however often it reminds you that you need to do something.
I'm so proud of you because used to you would just, whatever, you would just send it away, and I can't do that.
Yes. Yeah. So you've got to figure out what works for you. Because it's easy to not show up one day, but then that turns into 2 days, that turns into 3 days. And then 3 days turns into a week, and then a week turns into 2 weeks. And y'all know how it goes, right? And at first, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's okay though. I'm still hitting 200K. I'm still hitting 200K. I'm still hitting 200K. Well, I did that for 3 years. And then look what happened, right? Like you have no control when life's going to happen for you or someone else on your team. And so if you are not staying consistent, if you are not pouring into your team, if you are not staying on calls, when those things happen, it will be detrimental to your business. And so don't put all this hard work in and then stop. That is the biggest thing that I learned. I put so much effort and energy and time into building my team. And then the minute I took a step back, the minute I got out of phase one, because it took 3 years, whenever it did fall apart, I mean, it's taking me another 2 years to get back there. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. That's why I love this business. Like, we don't pay a monthly fee. So many people in other businesses, when they do take a step back, they just quit altogether because they're not going to pay fees to be a part of a company. I love the fact that people can just jump back in whenever they want. And guys, leading up to Thrive Palooza, just because I've been, to Miami and really been so much plugged back in now, there are some freaking amazing things that are going to be happening at Thrive Palooza. And so you've got to be working now. I mean, y'all, that's next month. That is next month. You've got to be working now. So when they release whatever they're going to release, because they will, they're going to release something. And I don't know. I'm like, they are crazy because they obviously strategically made the rank advancements to last through Thrive Palooza, right? So next month is your last month to hit a rank advancement, but they're going to be dropping some amazing crap next month. And so I'm, not getting back to my 200K this month, but I have been building up momentum to where going into Thrive Palooza, it's going to probably just organically happen, which is what you want to do because you obviously want to continue to hit your rank so you continue to get the payout. But I'm telling you, be prepared, be ready, because they are going to be launching some crazy stuff. And they are always put us first. And so they are going to be doing, I'm sure, all the promos and all the things to help as many people as possible hit these rank advancements before the end of next month.
Yes, absolutely. Because here's the thing, like there's always going to be something. Like they don't just give it all away, and I thought that I was like, gosh, they're doing so much. Like, what do we not know about Palooza? Yeah, like what's going to be the big fireworks show? Like it's got to be massive when they keep giving us everything they give us. Kind of on that too. Let's talk about that. Jason always says, don't wait for the company to give you something, like, because in all honesty, they give us enough with some really badass product. like that should be enough in itself, that we can then turn around and create our own momentum from. And then, to waver, well, what's the next promo or what's the next, bonus, or I can't wait for bonus season to come back. And because when we started this, there never was a bonus season. And so for me, and not being in this industry before, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that people wait for that. Like I had no idea. So when they did start launching bonuses, I was like, that's really awesome, and I had already reached the top rank. So I wasn't available for any bonuses, but I was so excited for the people under us that in our team that could hit bonuses. And then I get kind of, Mitzi knows, I get kind of irritated when people are like, we need another bonus to come out, or we need this. I'm like, we don't need anything. Like you need to just go work your business. So just remember to be grateful for everything that they continue to pour out for us and that have given us. And then like Thrive Connect, y'all, the social media pictures in Thrive Connect are freaking awesome. And they don't look like graphics, like they're literally pictures that look like you took them super awesomely in your kitchen, so you can share those and use those. And they just keep giving us more and more is my point. So Mitzi, what would you say to somebody that's just sitting there like, well, this sounds great, but I just don't know how to restart and I don't have an elite experience and it's been forever since I've even mentioned Thrive.
I could sit here and grill you and drill you and try to convince you to do it, but you have to dig and reach within yourself. You've got to remember, and gosh, if all of us could have bottled up when we first started, but you've got to just go back to that simplicity. And if you're uncomfortable getting back in posting about Thrive, just get consistent posting in general. And if you're already posting consistently, there is no reason you can't start by just a simple picture of your capsules in the morning. You don't have to be salesy. Yeah, your DFT. Just don't wait, but you have to make that decision. Like, no one can do it for you, but start somewhere. Like I said, set an alarm that you're going to make a post about Thrive, at this time. And then just make sure you do it every day, because for me, it was hard jumping back in. But now that I've been doing it for a while, I'm having fun again, and it's just becoming natural again. And you will get back to where you used to be as far as feeling comfortable and having fun. But you've got to break through that barrier. You've got to break through that wall and the negativity that is telling you, you can't do this, you suck, no one wants your product. Like, you've got to get those things out of your mind. So if you're noticing when you're scrolling and you're feeling yuck, unfollow those people, right? You've got to clean up your act. Are you wearing your patch where people can see it out and about? Getting back to those just basic things. And just don't be scared. Just jump in and do it. But you have to make the decision for yourself and not do it for anyone else.
Well, and I'll talk too on the promoters that have promoters that have stepped away for a little bit. Okay. So like for me, dealing with Mitzi, working with Mitzi, like I couldn't understand. Like I just couldn't understand what was going on. I couldn't understand. Like she sounded fine and great. No, it's good. Everything's good. I just can't do it right now. And I literally was like, what? Like I couldn't understand, but I had to get to that place. I was like, okay, you know what? Right now, I have to leapfrog over her. Like I have to. Our friendship is our friendship. But the business is, I'm going to work the business. And so, when we talk about layered leadership, there's also the layers above you. Okay. So like, I didn't push her. Like, I don't think I pushed you. Did I push you? No. Okay. I didn't push her, and I didn't really give up on her, but I felt like there was something going on that I couldn't keep trying to pull her. So I just kind of was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Like I was still growing my business and then digging in within her team and all that. Because Mitzi, you said it a minute ago or a while ago on the Zoom. What did you say? You told me that one day that you just couldn't, what was it? How did you say that?
I mean, I know at one point I was just like, Amber, I just have so much going. I can't put one more thing on my plate. Like I can't, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what I told you. But.
And it was something about, if I think about the business, I freeze. And it was just something, it was something like that. And I got off the phone and Jason goes, so what's going on with Mitzi? I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, what did she say? What was that about the business? I was like, I don't know. Like because I couldn't understand it. But what I'm saying is that's okay, because you love your people where they are. You don't have to be like, well, frick her, she's not doing the business. And I can't believe she's just going to earn a check. And that, it's just, you just have to love them where they're at, but don't let their team suffer, And so, because then it just happened, right? Like she had to deal with whatever was going on and all the life that hit her. And then she came back, she's and better than ever. And jumped right back into growing her business. And so I just wanted to say that because I don't want you to get mad at your people that aren't you. I think I've seen that meme a lot lately, and I don't know, maybe it's speaking to me. Don't get upset when you expect you from people and they're not you back at you. Right. because that is something like you think, well, I'm growing my business and I'm doing the things and I'm doing this, or, I open doors for people. Why don't these other people do it? Like, don't expect you from people. You're always going to be disappointed. So realize life happens, things happen, and you just step in. That's the thing.
And another thing I totally forgot that I've been doing too is I went through and printed out like my customer list, and even my promoters too. But I was looking at people who obviously, if they have a free account with you, they obviously had some sort of interest at one point. And I started getting intentional with them on social media. Like, oh my gosh, like I haven't seen her. Has she been off social media? And then I go and I'm like, no, she posts almost every day. Why haven't I been seeing her on my feed? And getting back into interacting with those people. So, because we all know how the algorithms work, like if you're interacting with that person, they're going to start showing up on your feed again. And so that's something that I've been doing too, is going through my customer list and going and finding them on social media and seeing like what they've been up to, and just started interacting, with them again on social media. And two of those people are two of the ones that are, ready to order, because obviously I've been popping up in their time hop more, or their time, or what is it called? Timeline more. Because if I'm not seeing them at all, they're probably not seeing me at all. Right. And so really dig into, most of you probably have tons of free accounts, or even people that have ordered, but it's been 3 years. Right. So start just getting intentional, interacting with those people as well.
Well, and two, like the 3-2-1, right? The like Lindsay Coggins talks about it, Maria's talked about it. I think it came from Lindsay. That 3-2-1 is building relationships. So that is literally you're going, you're liking 3 posts or stories, you're commenting, and then you're messaging or commenting on a story. That's truly what I love about stories, y'all, is that it goes directly to their inbox. And so you can literally be like, oh my gosh, those are the cutest boots. Where'd you get them? Or like I comment a lot on parents, like other boy moms, when they're like, oh my gosh, this is never going to come clean, or never going to get, it's never going to be it's never not going to be WWE in my house, things like that. I'm like, and so I'll comment, because I'm a mom of grown boys. And so I'll comment, oh my gosh, it gets better. Just put all the lamps up high. But those are things like when you end up in their inbox, when you're in their feed, then it's the same. You're getting that they see more of your stuff too, right? And then they're like, who is this chick commenting on my stories? And then they go check you out, So doing that, like Mitzi said, with your free customers, your things, you've got to like, what's that game, that Boggle, or one of those where you have to shake it up to get the letters different. It's like, you have to shake up your social media, you have to sometimes just, so the way to do that is going in and, oh yeah, the magic 8 ball. Yeah, that too. But like going in and resetting, that's just start commenting. So for me, doing like all the writing that I'm doing, writing down my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going back and I'm like, who am I in conversations with? Oh, I need to go back. Oh, I'm seeing the same people again. I need to go reset that. So that's a great thing. And then also, I think Mitzi already said it, but I'm giving you permission to unfollow or unfriend people. Like, I am such a people pleaser that is so hard for me. Like, I'll go and I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. But if it's not adding to my life, if it's taking away or draining me, or if I don't even remember who that person is, and I go look at their social media and they're just talking crap, I'm unfriending them. Like, I don't even just unfollow, like I'm unfriending them. There's no point or purpose for them to be in my life. And so I'm giving you permission to unfollow, snooze, unfriend, whatever you need to do. So that's your permission for the day. Let's see, Mitzi, what else? What else
I
can
mean,
you
and
think
keep
of?
in mind too, are you that person? Are you the person who people are unfollowing? Because
Ooh.
here's the thing. Social media, like we say, is the highlight reel. You're allowed to have a bad day. Don't get me wrong. But if that's all you're posting about, like people are going to think that's you every single day because they're just getting the highlight. 90% of your day could be good. But if you're posting the 10% that shit, that people don't want to see that, right? At least the people that you want to be business partners with. Okay. So keep that in mind, because what are you attracting? Would you want to be friends with you? So check yourself too. And it's okay to post those things, but y'all, there are people who are just straight up tacky. They are like, this MFer, blah, 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 and she's a hoe bag and blah, blah. I'm just like, really? You're really going to put all this out there on social media? Like, no, like and these are people that are thriving, right? Just no. We don't do it. Like, I don't care where you live, how you're raised, what economic class you're in. You can have class, right? You don't have to be all derogatory and whatever on social media. Like, you just shouldn't do it, period. Social media or not. I mean, just check yourself. No one wants to be friends with that. I'm sorry, they don't. And so really look yourself in the mirror and be like, how am I appearing on social media? It's kind of like shows like Big Brother. I don't know if anybody watches Big Brother. They record 24/7, but the show is an hour long. Okay. So like, you're only getting the snippets. So you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. They're showing you the drama, right? Well, what are you perceiving on social media? Or is all you're highlighting is the drama in your life because it gets more attention? But I promise you, it's not working in your favor. So just be real careful about how you're perceiving yourself on social media as well.
Right. Because, and I typed it in there, nobody wants somebody who's woe is me all the time, because
Mhm.
it's draining. It's draining to other people. And then at the same time, especially if you're trying to build your business and sell your product, I don't want to join a business with somebody that's negative all the time, or is a broke mindset, or is just constantly down. I don't know, maybe your product in your business isn't really working for you if that's what you're posting, is what my mind would think, right? If I'm thinking of joining somebody, or why would I buy their product? Oh my gosh, she's negative all the time at her product. Because what drew me to Thrive was the whole, I feel happy again. I'm energized again. I got my happy back. I want to hang out with my kids. Those are the things that drew me to Thrive. Like, I was like literally sitting there at night going, I want to be happy again. so like the people that are not happy, I would not have been drawn to, like the negative. I had enough negativity in my life. So I didn't need to add to it. But yeah,
It's
just
kind of like the
watch
saying
your
of like,
posts.
show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I mean, if you are posting mainly negative stuff and being super dramatic, that's who you're going to attract. And then you're going to have a full team of dramatic people and it's going to be miserable. And, if you're in that mindset, I'll be honest though, typically people in that mindset would look at themselves and not think there was anything wrong.
Right.
So you just got to really take a look into yourself about what you're attracting. And is that the life you want to lead? And if you like that, then fine. But I'll tell you, you're not going to grow your business. And you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to feel satisfied, and you're not going to be at peace, and you're not going to be confident, and you're not going to, it's just not good. So anyway, I think we kind of got off on a tangent there.
But I think it's important to remember, right? And you can post when bad things happen. Like, that's not bad. Like, I mean, I because the other thing is, you can't be positive Polly all the time either. Like
Sure.
you can't, your life isn't roses and rainbows, you know, you can have bad days. You can, I'll post like parenting is hard. Like there are things like you have bad days, Thrive doesn't make us amazingly happy all the time. It doesn't mean things aren't still going to happen or car wrecks aren't going to happen or other things aren't going to happen. It just means that we're able to handle it more, I think, and better. So, okay, let's talk Drive Palooza. If you have not bought your ticket yet, go get it now. Stop waiting. Just do it. Figure out how to get there later. Just like drive, whatever, hitch a ride. Well, if you hitch a ride with other drivers. Don't hitch a ride on the side of the road. But you've got to get there, y'all, with the breakout sessions and Saturday. So the breakout sessions are part of the premier ticket. Also, the opening party is part of the premier ticket. You can still upgrade your ticket. You just have to message support. Also, if you have not bought your ticket yet and you buy your ticket now, you get $50 in Thrive credits added to your account. So, wow.
And where did you see that? I saw you shared that, but I have not seen an email, a text, nothing.
It was on the call yesterday.
Okay.
And I don't think that they've text or post anywhere. Actually, it might be in company updates now. I'm not sure, but it was on the call yesterday. So
another important reason to be on the calls, y'all.
Yes, they do share things on there before they tell other people. But also Friday night Thrive Palooza is Western wear. Lavelle meets Yellowstone. But I'm like, I guess because we live in Texas and we live in Fort Worth, I'm like, I feel like Yellowstone is the stockyards. Like, yeah. What would you wear if you were going to the stockyards? That's what I think of. So
I'm sure we're going to see some interesting things.
I'm sure.
It's so funny being from Texas. Like when I was a flight attendant and I lived in New York, people are like, how many horses do you have? And do you like drive them to school, like with your buggy? And I'm like, oh my God, no. Like I mean, I live just like you do. So it'll be interesting to see all the people and what they perceive as Western wear.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and always dress up on Friday night for Thrive Palooza. So I'm not going to be like in boots and jeans. I want to be like dressed up. So
maybe we can do sparkly Western wear, Amber.
I got to find some like sequins and fringe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your best Western wear? Bring that with you. Yeah. Rhinestones for sure. Absolutely. Okay. So we're actually running short on or quick on time. If there's anything, we usually go the whole hour, but Mitzi, what else? What are some things, recommendations you have or anything else you want to touch on?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. And I mean, I'm sure Amber, you looked at me at some point and you're like, there's nothing else I can do. Like I'm just going to have to let her do her thing and come back when she wants to come back. But, guys, just, you've got to dig deep within yourself and just know, it's funny. Amber and I were talking a couple days ago and I've been looking back through, my team and I have several. Obviously, if we were almost a $2 million team, we have a lot of people under us, right? And so I was looking back and guys, don't compare yourself to where I am. I mean, some of you have never hit 4K. Like I get that, but even if you're 4K or less and just a brand promoter, you have stuff within your team. Where's that coming from? Like I have a team that has almost no leadership. Like they've not, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying like a lot of people are in a place where I was, right? They just are checked out for right now. And I'm like, but holy crap, like they're obviously still ordering. I mean, they have people under them ordering. Like really take a look and utilize your cloud to see where that is and start, like Amber said, leapfrogging over and reaching out to those people. And just don't get frustrated when people don't want to do it on your timeline. Y'all, I had someone who hasn't been active for like 3 years. I mean, she's active. She takes the product, gets her paycheck, but hasn't been like active and hit the 12K re-rank bonus. Didn't even know it. And then when she hit it, she was like, okay, thanks. And I'm like, like you just want to strangle them. But you can't, it's not about you. It is not about you. And so just, again, leapfrog over those people. Continue to show the people that aren't ready that you're still here and that you still have a friendship. But when it comes to the business, you gotta, like she said, I love that, leapfrog over and just reach out to the people who do want it. And just don't be scared. Just put yourself out there, set a goal within yourself. I don't care if it's, sometimes I think people get overwhelmed and they're like, get 10 free accounts this week, get blah, 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 blah. Well, some people that is literally making them freeze and not do anything. Make one post a day, like send one private message. And I don't mean about Thrive. Like if you're super uncomfortable and just not there yet and your confidence isn't there because you've lost it somewhere along the way, just like Amber said on a story, oh my gosh, I love those boots. Or, oh my gosh, that recipe you shared, where can I find it? Start interacting that way, because then the post about your business become way easier. Just start somewhere. Yes. What can you do today? Like just pick something and do it. Doing nothing is not going to propel you forward at all. But if you start with little bits and pieces every day, you're going to build it up. I've said this, and I think honestly, Chastity is the one who I heard this from originally, that you can work this business part-time, you can work it full-time, but you cannot work it sometime. You just can't. Like if you really want it to work, you've got to be consistent. And whether that's reaching out once a day or reaching out 100 times a day, it's just going to be a different result based on how much you do each day. But if you're not doing it each day, you're going to get 0. And that's not moving you forward at all.
Exactly. So, okay. I want y'all to, here's your call to action when you get off this Zoom. Go, what did we say today that stood out to you that you're like, oh, I need to do that, or oh, I need to get better at that, or ooh, I do that, I need to stop doing that. Like what stood out to you on this Zoom that you can go do an action when you get off, and that you can consistently, small steps, put it into action, right? It's kind of like when you roll a stone down a hill, like when it first starts rolling, it's really slow. Like it starts and it starts and it starts, and then it gets really, really fast, right? So small little steps, if that's what you have to do to get back into your business, or if something stood out to you that you're like, okay, I've got to start doing that. Like Mitzi said, go make a post. Is today like, oh, I need to go make a post. Oh, I need to go make a story. You know what? I'm going to go get in my stories and interact with 5 people. Like what is it? You don't have to do all the things that you heard today, but you start implementing one at a time. And it's kind of like, when you go work out, like I'm one of those all or nothing people. And so I literally, y'all follow me, I'm sure. I hate working out. There's something in my mind that it's not good for me anyway, but see, it's in my mind, but I'm like an all or nothing person. So when people say, well, just start slow, go do something for 10 minutes or go do something for 20 minutes. I'm like, oh no, like if you're going to work out, you got to work out. You got to do the whole thing, right? You got to go to the gym. You got to go on the treadmill. You got to run 7 miles. You got to put in an hour of reps or you suck like that. But that is in my mind. It's not true. But the thing is, yeah, start slow, start small. If you can only do 20 minutes, do 20 minutes, do the small steps that lead to the bigger steps, right? You can't just, I'm going to post all the things and do all the things today. Like it doesn't work that way. So small steps, grow your business, learn to be consistent, because consistency is the full base of your business. And when you can be consistent in small things, you can then grow consistently in your entire business. So, all right, Mitzi, thank you so much for joining.
It was fun.
For being on. It was so fun. Can't wait to see you again. I'm sure I'll see you before Thrive Palooza, but can't wait to see everybody at Palooza. Go get your tickets. Bye, y'all.